Welcome back, everybody. Let's take a break for Stephen Shamus.
Good to see you, my friend. How's it going today?
Wonderful. It's a beautiful day in LA. I don't look.
It was beautiful.
I need to get my beard cut. Yeah.
Oh, you don't do that yourself?
No. I tried that in years past, and it doesn't work. Let the professionals do it. Always let the professionals do it.
All right. What do we got today, Alex?
Yeah, we're gonna jump right back into more superheroes. We've kind of last couple of shows we kind of veered away, but we're back. So we're gonna talk a little Batman Beyond White Knight. We're going to talk Spot.
Did that hurt? Sorry, I'm in something of a hurry. Bit of a goof setting off those alarms, eh?
Yeah. Say, I hate to interrupt, but are you planning on stealing that really big pile of money there?
Yes, rather.
And how exactly were you planning on doing that, Mr.
Call me the Spot. And I was planning...
Wonder Man, and we're going to end it with Copra. A hit, an independent hit.
Yeah, it's funny. We're starting to look at some of these books again, books that I had never heard of before.
Yeah, Copra.
That I start investigating, and these books are creeping. And if you're clever enough, I would say the word clever. If you're clever enough to hit up shows, because I got to tell you something, dealers can't be going through those $5 boxes or those back issue boxes every weekend. Say, hey, what's creeping?
Yeah.
But that's our job, right? That's what we do. We show you what's creeping. And it's pretty interesting what's creeping. And if you pay attention, you can actually do very, very well with us. So,
agreed.
All right. So what do we got first, Alex?
Let's talk about a newer book, Batman Beyond the White Knight.
Yeah, these books have picked up pretty significantly, and they're selling for some real money.
It's new.
Sean
it's not
Murphy's
an old book.
story. Yeah, it's only from May. Why are these books from May, only like a couple months old, selling for so much money, Alex?
I think you're seeing a little bit of, well, first of all, the White Knights, the Sean Murphy Batman books are popular. They're not Batman Detective Comics numbers in like printing wise. Plus, Batman Beyond is a big fan favorite. I mean, the cartoon series, the regular DC stuff, Batman Beyond, all those books. Pretty much all of those books are worth something, or collectible. And this is a different take. So people tend to look at this and know that it's going to pick up. And again, small print runs.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's pretty interesting. This book is only a couple months old, and they're already graded and they're already jumping. Yeah. So Batman Beyond the White Knight, #1, May 2022. There are 22 9.8s. Those are up at $200 already, and they're $15 to $20 raw on the base cover. The base cover. The Sean Murphy variant cover, there's only one 9.8. Those are only about $8 to $10 on the variant cover. It's not as catchy as the original cover. Yeah. Then there's the companies are doing this more and more. The one per store variant. That's
love those.
Yeah, I know. That's kind of like a new. I don't want to say it's a new thing, but it's becoming more prevalent now, and they're selling for big money. It's interesting. So there's a Sean Murphy one per store thank you variant sketch cover. There are 6 9.8s. It's a $325 raw book and $675 in 9.8.
It's pretty high.
And then listen to this. They did the second print, right? $5 to $10 raw, hot book. But then they're doing the variants on the the 1 in 25 foil variant cover is $100 to $110 raw.
Woof.
So that book is very, very hot. The second print foil. It's clever what's going on out there, but again, I don't know that the dealers are up on this stuff, right? I don't know.
Again, you walk into your local comic store. If you're not in a big city, like giant city, you could probably find these still on the shelf.
Yeah. Okay, what do we got next, Alex?
We're gonna jump into Spider-Verse and talk a little Spot.
Yeah, so as soon as they announced this, the book, like,
of course. I mean, right. I think people have been secretly hoarding these books anyways because it's such a stupid, fun villain that why not start buying them up? But now with Jason Schwartzman being the voice, it's taken off.
All right, so talk a little bit about this character. Why do you suppose he's going to be the villain in the new Spider-Verse film?
I think he's just funny. Like if you ever watched the old 90s Spider-Man cartoon, this was one of the funny villains. Like he was kind of not really like a big villain like Kingpin or Goblin, but like just enough to annoy Spider-Man. And you know, the multiverse and him being able to kind of like open portals and zap in and out, you know, it's very indicative of the multiverse, Spider-Verse world. And I think it's gonna be fun. I think it's been. I love Jason Schwartzman.
By the way,
so I can't imagine.
Yeah, he. You know what? Wait, did you see the movie Rushmore?
Of course.
Oh my God, he was so terrific. He was. I feel like he was in one other movie. Was he in that movie with the family with Gwyneth Paltrow and everything? I feel like he was in that movie.
Royal Tenenbaums. I feel like he had to be because he's in almost all those movies.
Was he in the Royal Tenenbaums?
Oh, I don't know.
He was not. For some reason I thought he was.
Interesting. It might have been the only. He might have come back for another one. Jason Schwartzman. Anyway, I think Rushmore. He's related to Francis Ford Coppola or something. Like,
oh, is he really?
I think yeah. Okay. Francis Ford Coppola's sister's son. I don't know.
Got it. So these books went absolutely crazy.
Of course,
after the announcement, like tripled overnight. Spectacular Spider-Man number 98, January of 1985. Classic. There are 66 9.8s. There are 75 9.6s. It's about an $800 book now, but it's up. They're gonna be higher. Yeah, 9.8, about $225 and 9.6. Black Cat and Kingpin appearance. Dr. Jonathan Owen becomes the Spot. Al Milgrom story and cover. Herb Trimpe and Jim Mooney art. And then the first cover, which is actually pretty awesome.
It's a really good one. Yeah.
Wait. It's pretty spectacular, Al.
Oh.
Pretty spectacular.
That's good. Nice.
All right. Spectacular Spider-Man number 99, February of 85, 48 9.8s, 33 9.6s. It's about a $300 plus in 9.8. Those are going higher like every day as they come out because there's only 48 of them. About $180 in 9.6. That is the first cover. Black Cat, Kingpin, and Spot appearance. Al Milgrom story and cover. Herb Trimpe and Jim Mooney art. And then lastly, part of the 3-part series, Spectacular Spider-Man number 100, which was an anniversary issue. And you remember back in the day, they used to make huge deals of the anniversary issues. So there's a lot of copies of this book out there. Spectacular number 100, 31 9.8s, 31 9.6s. It's about $125 book in 9.6. Tough to find in 9.8.
Yeah.
Only 31 out there. Black Cat, Kingpin, and Spot appearance. Al Milgrom story and cover. Al Milgrom, Jeff Isherwood, and Vince Coletta artwork. So you're all caught up to date on the Spot. Those are the 3 books you want to get: 98, 99, and 100. I actually think the 99 is almost as good as the 98 because the cover is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So
agreed.
Okay. All right. Alex's pick of the week. What do you got?
I want to talk a little Death of Superman. And I'm not talking about the actual comic because there's tons and tons of Death of Supermans out there. The one I want to talk about is the black bag version, and I want to talk about the cards that were in it. The black bag versions have cards, and most of those cards get tossed. They don't get kept well. Everything just gets bounced around. But I think the innards of that black bag is something to really look at as a collectible thing. There's 2 things. People don't open the black bags. They keep them sealed. And the ones that are open, they lose everything. So, I think Death of Superman, the ephemeral, the stuff inside the black bag, if you buy a bunch, they're $10 to $20 each, open them up and start selling the stuff individually. I mean, the bands are cool. There was, like a newspaper slide in there, the posters, there's cool stuff in there that I think, if you really wanted to kind of market those Death of Superman comics again, the insides of those packets are the way to go.
Yeah, I believe they had the armband.
Armband. I don't know why there hasn't been a giant cosplay of like people in like tuxes with just the Superman armband and just walking around shows.
Yeah, the craze for that book was amazing. They printed millions of copies of that book.
What do you? I mean, were there lines outside the store? Were you around for that? I feel like you might have been.
We were in the store. We were at the store at the time. It was insanity. I'll tell you, it wasn't just that Superman 75 that was insanity. the books that actually led up to the death, all the parts that led up to it, the Justice League, I remember 69, I think it was, and 70, and all the other parts that people were trying to get the whole sequence.
Set.
The earlier versions went crazy. I mean, those were really, really the hardest ones to find. Same thing happened with Death in the Family. Yeah. When Robin passed away, Robin was killed. The first part actually became the most expensive one because nobody could find part one. And there was that double extra thick cover. So it was very hard to get in high condition. It seemed to be, oh, your doggy's joining the show today.
Yeah, he likes to bark at random people that walk by.
Got it. All right, Alex, what's next?
We're gonna jump right back in and we're going to take a look at Wonder Man.
Yeah, so
Nathan Fillion himself.
Is not a DC. Right. Now, this is not a DC character.
Right.
This is a Marvel character, interestingly enough, right? So even though Wonder Woman is owned by DC, Wonder Man is owned by Marvel. That doesn't happen that often.
I think Marvel might have gotten a cease and desist at some point using that name, and they did, and then they let it go because of Power Girl and Power Man. They're like, hey, you invented a character called Power Girl while we already have a Power Man. And I think they were just kind of like shake hands in the back room and let it go.
Got it. All right. So talk to us a little bit about Wonder Man and what's going on with Wonder Man.
So they, in a deleted scene, there was a Wonder Man that Simon was going to be played by by Nathan Fillion as a joke. I think there was like a movie poster up for like Simon Williams starring in, et cetera, et cetera. And I think that got cut from the Guardians movie. But Wonder Man as a MCU character has a lot of ties with people that are already there. He was a villain that turned into a hero. The Vision's original personality was taken from him. So when you see a lot of like Vision, Wonder Man, Scarlet Witch kind of like love triangle, that's the reasoning. I think you could definitely have a Wonder Man in the MCU now and kind of just use a little bit of everything when it comes to like the Vision's brainwaves and Scarlet Witch and stuff like that. But he's a character. He's got super human strength. He's invulnerable. He's got ion powers. Like he can shoot like ion, like I don't know, energy, I guess is a better word for it. But he's been around forever, fan favorite. People love him.
Yeah. So let's take a look at the different iterations, Alex. Avengers #9, October of 1964. So that's very, very old book.
Early one.
There's only 1 9.8, 6 9.6s, 13 9.4s, 23 9.2s, 36 9.2s, and 81 8.5. So you're really looking at trying to get a nice VF or better copy.
Yeah, totally.
An 8.0 recently sold for $2,200. First appearance and partial origin of Wonder Man, Simon Williams, Baron Zemo, Enchantress and Executioner appearance, Stanley Story, Jack Kirby, and Chick Stone cover. Okay, so you can't just lose there. Then you have, this is the book that really has shot up that people are looking at. Obviously, the early Avengers books are very expensive to begin with, right? Yeah. So Marvel Premiere number 55 is the first solo story of Wonder Man. That is August of 1980. There are 14 9.8s. There are 13 9.6s. Those are $100 plus raw and high grades. Those are escalating very quickly.
Very hard to find.
Especially raw. Yeah. Madam Mask appearance, Dave Michelinie and Bob Layton story, Ron Wilson and Joe Sinnott cover and art. And then Wonder Man had 2 solo series. The first one, Wonder Man #1 in March of 1986, 26 9.8s, 14 9.6s. That's about a $250 to $350 book in 9.6. In 9.6. Okay. Ant-Man appearance, David Michelinie's story again, Bill Sienkiewicz cover. That's also a lot of people collect the Bill Sienkiewicz stuff.
Yeah.
So
great cover.
So that's the book that's in very, very high demand. The Wonder Man #1 from 86. If a 9.6 is selling for $250 to $350, then I can't imagine what a 9.8. You're probably talking about $800+. Yeah. Then Wonder Man #1 from September of 1991. There are 131. 90s books, 131 9.8s, 33 9.6s. It's about $180 book, 9.8, but they're going upwards of 300 now. They've doubled in the last month. Yeah. There's a poster included Gerard Jones story, Jeff Johnson and Terry Austin cover and art. Okay. What are we closing with tonight, Alex?
One of my favorite books, Copra.
All right. This book moved to Image into. There's a fly. Sorry about that. This book moved to Image in 2019. Talk about this Michael Fife book. These books are all serial numbered, and they've gone absolutely bonkers, Alex.
Yeah. I mean, this is an independent comic that Michael Fife drew, wrote, everything. His art's really cool. It's different. It's not something you would see in mainstream comics. The book is essentially a love letter to the Suicide Squad, the original run, the Mike Barr stuff, and that whole Deadshot era type Suicide Squad. Nothing from the past, the 90s or the after movie stuff, but it's about a bunch of villains who get together and are a team that have to do these certain things, and people die, and it's just a really fun book, especially if you're a fan of that DC, the late 70s, early 80s era of DC. Super nice book. I think the art's amazing. It's one of my favorite books.
If anyone decides to make this into a TV or film, these early books are going to go absolutely insane because you can't find them.
Yeah.
So first appeared in Zegas #1. I hope I'm saying that correctly.
I think
in August of 2011. Those are numbered to 300. That's about a $20 raw book. Then #2 came out in April of 2012. That's about a $15 raw book. Then you get to issue #1.
Yeah.
In November of 2012. A 9.8 just sold for $1,000. They're numbered to 400, and there's only 6 of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Then the second print is numbered to 400. Then the issue #2, I'm not going to go through all the issues, but I'll kind of run you through them quickly. $250 at 9.6.
Wow.
Numbered out of 400. 0 pop. Issue #3 just sold for $500 at 9.8.
Jeez.
So issues 1, 2, and 3. 1 and 2 were numbered to 400. 3, 4, 5, 6 were numbered to 600. Then 7, 8, and 9 and 10 were 800. I'm sorry, 11 and 12 are 800 also. Then 13, 14, 15, 16 were numbered out of 2,000. These are micro.
Yeah, they're starting to get. It gets popular. It's starting to get popular, but still very low.
And 17 through 25 are numbered to 1,000. And then issue #25, he created a naked logoless version, numbered out of 35, and he gave them to family and friends.
Wow.
They all fall under qualified because they're all signed, I think.
Right.
So they get the qualified grade from CGC. They're impossible to find. I can't imagine what they would sell for.
I think you would know if you bought sold one.
That's true. And then 26 through 31 are all numbered between 900 and 1,000. And then there's a book called Negative Land, right, which is also part of the same storyline. 0 pop. Those are $120 to $150 raw. Numbered out of 300. They were exclusive to Fife's Patron subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, where are you going to find those books, Alex?
That's it. I mean, these guys, you spend $25 a month to give it to this guy, and this is what you get. You get a book that nobody else has.
Right. You're not like, you would never sell that, right? Like if you were a subscriber. So the way I look at it is basically any issue that you can find, you should just buy.
Yeah.
They're both, most of them are 0 or 1 pops.
Yeah. The most common thing I would say that mirrors it is like early Ninja Turtles, but even that there's way more early Ninja Turtles available than these books.
And they're hand numbered, which means you can't, there's no like floating copy. Right. There's no floating.
No one's going to find a box in a warehouse somewhere.
No. All right. Well, thank you for joining us this week. We appreciate you joining us. If you have any question or comments, please leave it in the field below, and we'll see you all next week. Same bad time.
Same bad channel.